Welcome! You made it to Friday, the Friday after Election Tuesday nonetheless. That means it's safe to get on Facebook and Twitter to watch our show. Now, while you may be expecting a sports show today because, well, after all, we are a sports show, this week we will be focusing on the election aftermath. No, I'm kidding. I didn't even believe that myself. My apologies. We have an outstanding sports-packed show for you today because, hey, no matter what you might think about President-elect Trump, at least we know he's never messed with our sports. Okay, that's not really fair. At least we know recently he hasn't said anything negative about the sports that we love. All right, no more Trump jokes. This week, some great political news was announced from Georgia State President Mark Becker in an email sent out to all the students, unless somehow you deleted it. I'm sure you have no knowledge of it, so I'll be sure to fill you in. What, you really thought I'd miss out on taking a shot at Hillary too? No, the Board of Regents approved the sale of Turner Field for the purpose of turning the old ballpark area into a 23,000-seat football stadium, indoor practice facility, and a new baseball field for the Panthers. Construction will begin early 2017 in time for the Panther football team to play their first season in the stadium that has yet to be named. One man on the Georgia State football team that everyone is excited to see play in the new stadium is cornerback Chandon Sullivan. Chandon has a new award to add to his bookshelf. Reporter Jasmine Presley breaks down his new honor.
Chandon Sullivan received the Co-SIDA All-Academic Award for the second year in a row and the first in Georgia State history to be a repeat honoree.
It's an honor to be recognized. Besides playing football, it lets me know my hard work's paying off and continues, motivates me and continues to let me keep pushing, trying to better myself.
Playing at the collegiate level of football is every aspiring football player's dream. However, becoming a successful student athlete can be quite difficult.
It's just all about time management. I have to find the perfect balance between my social life, school, and football. So it's just all about sitting down, making time, and just putting in effort equally in everything. Their grades do matter. They have to keep their grades up and maintain a level GPA throughout high school so they can ultimately get recruited to the next level. They have to keep the SAT scores high and the ACT scores high so they can go wherever school they choose to.
Reporting from Georgia State's football practice field, I'm Jasmine Presley for Primetime Sportz.
I am now joined on the desk with Cecil Hannibal to talk some Panther basketball. Now, Cecil, I know that last season, didn't quite end how Panther fans would have liked with them getting knocked out and not getting that Sun Belt championship, which would have given them the NCAA tournament berth like they had the season before. So I'm curious to know, from last season moving into this year, what are our expectations, I guess?
Well, they finished last season with a record of 16-14, which for Georgia State is honestly disappointing. But this year they have a whole new team, right? It's a 15-man roster, and 7 players have never played for Georgia State before.
Wow.
We have 3 transfers, Willie Clayton, Devin Mitchell, Justin Seymour, and we're expecting a lot from this team this year, but they have to gel offensively and defensively to be successful this year.
Okay, all right. So we've played a couple of exhibition games now, so I guess, what are the positive things that you've seen early on from this team?
Willie Clayton. This man is a double-double machine, right? Against USC Aiken, he had 18 points and 19 rebounds. That's unheard of from a Georgia State basketball player, right? Jeremy Hollowell, right? He comes back for his senior year. He led the team last year with 15 points per game. That's impressive. Leadership from Isaiah Dennis is huge this year. He will be the starting point guard. I'm pretty positive. DeMarcus Simmons is a bright spot in the future of the franchise.
Oh, okay. All right. See, it's funny because now last season, when I was talking about Isaiah Dennis, I was kind of talking about how early on last season, Coach said he was given the keys to the car to Isaiah Dennis, which, he said would have been a Mercedes because that's kind of Isaiah's style. And then kind of midway through last season, I told our own Joey Redmond, I said, Coach took away the keys and sold the car just because Isaiah didn't play like we expected him to. We didn't get that leadership that we kind of expected. And so I'm glad to see that early on this season we are seeing that, and that he's looking to be in the lineup. Now, talking about the positive things that we've seen, I know we've had to have seen some negative things as well. So what are those negative things that we've seen so far early?
Well, what we've seen so far is we haven't played any competition yet. We played a D2 school and an NAI school. That's nothing. We're going to be playing Auburn, Purdue, the best of the Sun Belt. We have to compete better. Lazy turnovers, bad decision making. That we can't do that. If we want to be successful this year, we have to compete. And whether they're ready or not, I understand it's a new team, but the season's here, so they have to compete.
What do you think is going to go on with chemistry on this team? Does this team have chemistry right now?
In the second half of the UC Aiken game, they gelled, right? In the first half, they were 2 of 12 from the three-point line. That's terrible, right? But once they get going, they're a great team, and we saw that, last game. But can they do that every game?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So who do you think is? We saw versus USC Aiken and then Point. We saw 2 different starting fives. Who do you think is going to be a starting five for Coach to start the season tonight?
Well, I think it's a guarantee that Willie Clayton,
yes.
Jeremy Holloway will start. The freshman DeMarcus Simmons will start. Isaiah Dennis will be the starting point guard. Now, the 5th spot is questionable because it could be Isaiah Williams or it could be Justin Seymour. Personally, I think it'll be Williams because he's a veteran on the team, and he showed that he can be a great offensive talent for this team.
Okay, all right. Well, basketball is just beginning. Tonight at 7 in the Sports Arena, they'll be playing Thomas University. And volleyball, on the other hand, is wrapping up. Our reporters Nathan Nair and Joey Redmond recapped the final home game.
Standing here inside the Georgia State Sports Arena courtside as we prepare for a big-time volleyball matchup, the final home game here during the regular season for the volleyball team, taking on big in-state conference rival Georgia Southern, with the Sun Belt Conference tournament just on the horizon. Both teams looking to be in that top 8 that make the tournament. They are right on the edge, so in a big rivalry game like this near the end of the regular season, there is quite a bit to play for.
That is true, Joey. Georgia State is 2-3 against Southern. They're looking to make it 4-3 as they take them on tonight and on Saturday. I did talk to Coach Paul Hamas earlier today to talk about the matchup.
So this is an interesting matchup. Of course, the matches got changed because of Hurricane Matthew, and so we had to make the adjustment of adding this match today. So all season we've never played the same team twice in a 3-day period. So it'll be great for us going into the conference tournament, being able to make adjustments between today and Saturday when we see them again. Well, for us, it's practice and preparation as normal. The energy and the excitement being a rivalry, that all comes from knowing that we're playing Southern.
The Panthers standing by, getting ready for the opening serve, but they struggled early and quickly found themselves down 0-2 in these sets. But after staying just above water and winning the 3rd set to keep the match alive, it was time to step up as a team before the 4th set, still playing dangerously close to losing the match. It was a hard-fought 4th set as the Panthers took Southern into extra points, but despite the valiant comeback effort, it wasn't enough to come away with a victory.
That's right, Joey. They gave a great effort. Now their record against Georgia Southern falls to 2-4, but we'll just have to see on Saturday as they take them again and see how they perform and bounce back from this loss.
Senior Eliza Zachary faced an entirely different set of emotions, having played her final home game as a Panther. After a few tears, she was ready to talk about that experience.
Definitely a little bit emotional. I've been playing here for almost 5 seasons now, so it's definitely going to be weird. It's not really real quite yet, but I'm just super excited to go to Southern's place and really fight hard and just be able to just continue to grow with each other on our road to the Sun Belt tournament.
Now the team can slowly start to plan for the Sun Belt tournament, and sophomore Anna Rantala says the team needs to dig deep if they want to go far.
I would say now, especially, we know we're in the tournament. We just have to find another gas pedal in our game. We need to find the aggressiveness and not just only go to the tournament. We have to go there, win games, have that attitude and mindset that we're going to actually go and win.
Both teams, of course, are still a lock to enter the Sun Belt tournament. It does not matter what happens on Saturday. These teams are likely going to see each other again in that tournament. We'll look forward to that matchup. But for now, I am Joey Redmond. This is Nathan Nair for Primetime Sports.
We wish the Panther volleyball team great success to finish out this season strong headed into the Sun Belt tournament. Volleyball isn't the only team, though, that has the Sun Belt tournament on the brain. Our men's soccer team competed in their first round of the Sun Belt tournament last night, facing off against Howard University, which they defeated 2-0. That means the Panthers will compete with rival Georgia Southern tonight at 6:30 out in Panthersville. Women's basketball they go on to play their first game of the season tonight against Morehead State at 5:30 in Morehead, Kentucky. The team will return all 5 starters who hope to build chemistry of their own for this season. Last but certainly not least, the Panther football team will look to put a W in the win column this Saturday at 2 p.m. in the Georgia Dome when they host equally struggling Louisiana Monroe. Bowl eligibility is out of the picture, but now this team needs wins for the hardworking seniors and to create momentum for next season. I feel like a broken record when I say this, but I'll go on anyways. Hey, support your fellow Panthers, especially this weekend with all the events being held on our home turf. As always, please support us here at Primetime by hitting the like button on Facebook, clicking the subscribe button on our YouTube page, and tapping that follow button on Twitter at Prime Sports with a Z. I can't end this show without thanking all the men and women that have fought in the military for our country on this Veterans Day. Look, we're so grateful for our freedom because of these amazing men and women. Now have a blessed week. I'll be expecting you back here next Friday. Take care.